Thor Love and Thunder movie review. This is the fourth standalone movie of Thor and the second one directed by Taika Waititi. It seems they wanted to catch the same style and light-hearted direction as the last one. While it did not obtain the same box office success and its predecessor, it also has many of the same problems that are carried forward. Both movies carry very complex and heavy-hearted tones but are constantly undermined by the childish comedy through the film. All the emotional damage that Thor went through over the previous films are swept under the rug in a montage in the first few minutes. This is a new Thor with older problems. Before I get any deeper into the criticisms of this film and how it fails to do anything well, it needs to be said that Christian Bale's opening scene is a true showcase of the man's talent. Unfortunately, it is undermined by the rest of the film that in no way matches up. The love triangle between Thor's weapons seems cute at first, but you can't help but wonder if the weapons have a mind of their own or Thor is just crazy. I can't help but lean towards the latter. One of the subplots is the rekindling of the love between Natalie Portman's Jane Foster and Thor, which can't help but come off as forced as she has not been in a Marvel movie since Thor 2, which feels like a lifetime ago. The central plot is intended to be the looming threat of Christian Bale's gore, but the pacing and lack of screen time makes him incredibly forgetful. I don't believe that is meant to be the case. Now spoiler warning. I want to talk a bit about the ending. Thor learns a new power, the Odin Force, which is the same ability that Odin himself used to enchant Mjolnir to only be wielded by the worthy. Thor takes it a step further and he gives all the powers of Thor to a bunch of kids. This is so hard to watch, and it was the moment I realized these movies are now meant for kids. I know what you might be thinking, but I don't believe it was the case for the original Infinite Saga. They were mature movies meant for a mature audience. Now at first glance it may seem like I don't like these movies, but that could be further from the truth. I love the Infinity Saga, but I have been consistently disappointed since that saga's conclusion. I've cut into this movie a lot, but I want to talk about what could be done to improve the character going forward. They need to pull back on the comedy and focus on the complex emotions of the character. Thor went through so much in Ragnarok, Infinity Wars, and Endgame. There's barely a scene of reflection for any of it. The best moment of Thor is when he reflects on his past with Raccoon in Infinity War, nothing in his standalone movies. I don't think we need to go back to the Shakespearean dialogue, but we need a more serious tone. It's time to give this film this final review. Don't believe in an arbitrary number scale. I prefer to sum it up in as few concise words possible. Simply put, I would never watch this again, but it needs to be watched like a bad episode of a good show that you love.